And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another episode of Comfort in Chaos, where you click and you're here on the channel of another episode of our normal Comfort in Chaos, where we indulge in the chaos of this world, but from a different perspective, and to help you find comfort in it, just as we do as military leaders. But here's something new. As you guys can tell from the thumbnail, Chaos Chronicles. All right, so my co-host and I are going to dive into something new for you guys, all right? Because there is so much chaos that goes on in this world and in our daily lives and in our very own country. And you know what? We're going to dive into that and make this kind of like a weekly thing called the Chaos Chronicles edition, all right? And today, you guys are part of the first episode, all right? So I want to thank you guys again for clicking. There's power in presence, and by you clicking, you are being present. So always remember that. There is power in presence. As a military leader, that is something I always preach to all my soldiers. All right, and there's multiple forms of presence, but you guys are practicing a digital form. So thank you for that. And also, guys, I appreciate the support, and by all means, continue to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already part of the Comfort and Chaos team. Hit the subscribe button and welcome to the team. All right. And by all means, share it. If you know some of your friends or someone can benefit from being part of this team and being part of this community, by all means, please share it. All right. I look forward to that. Now, as we kick off this Comfort in Chaos, Chaos Chronicles edition with myself and, of course, my co-host, wherever he is, I just noticed he's not on the screen. Yo,
look, man, I don't give a shit.
Yo.
I don't care how much it costs. You're going to buy every single one of those giraffes.
Oh, my gosh. I apologize, team. Will.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, can you see me, dude?
Are we on?
Yeah.
Are we live?
We are. Welcome.
Buy them giraffes.
I hope we're not intruding. I hope it sounded like it was a big deal going on there.
Well, I'm working business, man. I'm always working business out here.
I get it. Either way, thank you for making some time to come join us as we kick off our new Chaos Chronicles weekly edition and help the team gather and find comfort in their weekly chaos that we all go through. So, anyways, man, how you been, first of all, before we get started? Everything good?
Always good, brother. Off a nice little weekend camping trip. Enjoying life out here again in the undisclosed Colorado secret base location.
Oh, man. I'm jealous.
And one day you will come join me.
That's the plan. And the team will be invited too. You guys will see that. Trust me. Maybe we'll start that'll be the first vlogging edition.
We're going to start a commune.
Hell yeah, man. All right, dude. Hey, so as far as we get started in this, Chaos Chronicles, brought to you by myself and, of course, Will. But you can tell by the way we are dressed right now, who's probably the most prominent to dive into this is probably this guy right here.
Well, just remember, this is also unofficially brought to you by Buffalo Trace.
Yes, guys.
It'll get the job done.
If you have any contacts at Buffalo Trace, please DM me, comment down below, whatever. Let us know. And that also reminds me, please comment your thoughts. Don't hesitate. As we dive into this today, all right, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your perspectives. We do read them, all right? May not always agree. We may even disagree. We may agree. You never know, okay? Either way, there's something to learn from a conversation. And the way I grew up, that's how you always coexist. There's ways to find peace with one another. And still, we don't always have to agree with each other. But hey, we're human beings. We can still coexist and be friends. All right? In fact, Will, you tell me, if everybody believed and thought the way you did, wouldn't it be boring?
Oh.
I feel like that'd be boring. I'm just kidding. I'm asking the wrong
Shenanigans for all.
I'm asking the wrong guy. This guy just made a deal to buy giraffes. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Let's get briefed, right? Let's get it going.
Give us that brief. What do we got?
All right. Well, you know what? I think we got to start out on the world stage, right? Like, it's a crazy world out there. And I think one of the biggest stories that we've seen over this last week is those strikes conducted by Israel, right?
Ooh,
so the Israeli military frankly, is currently in the lead to take home the gold in those terrorist snuffing Olympics. Really, they're just winning it out this week. So they killed Hezbollah senior military official Fuad Shakur.
So real quick, remind some people out there on who Hezbollah is. Like, there's a lot of people out there who don't even know what Hezbollah is.
Right, so that's that military wing, Islamist military wing up in Lebanon.
Very bad dudes. Bad dudes.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Not nice.
No, not
right.
Nice
So the Israelis smoked Fuad Shakur, which was not to be confused with Tupac Shakur, in Beirut. No relation. And then they also got Ismail Haniyeh, who was the top leader of Hamas and was murked in Tehran while he was in town celebrating that inauguration of the new Iranian president.
Shoot.
While they were all chanting death to America.
Were these like drone strikes, or were this like aerial attacks, or was this like boots on ground?
Yeah, so that operation against Hezbollah and Shakur appears to have been a drone strike very deep into Lebanese territory, and was in response to Hezbollah launching multiple rockets into Israel, on a regular basis, and they killed 12 children. So, you mess around, you're going to find out.
It's pretty crazy, and to think that like sometimes I've preached on this before, and I mean you can even share your thoughts, dude. But sometimes we as Americans just don't realize how good we have it.
Oh yeah.
Like when it comes to like the type of conflict that other normal civilians have to live with every day, but we here, like you can easily just go to the coffee shop and don't have to worry about any rockets landing within 300 meters, or your Wi-Fi or telecom networking just being put out because something went down, and all of a sudden places are closed, I mean, we really have it good,
Yeah.
People don't realize outside these borders, man, it's a whole different world out there, and that's pretty crazy. And it's pretty crazy. And these attacks, hey, I mean, when bad dudes, when it's their time, it's their time. And that's a win for freedom right there. That's a win for freedom in my eyes,
Let that clock keep ticking. Make it time faster.
Yeah.
Jumping over to that Tehran operation, right? That's the crazy one, right? So that was the operation against Haniyeh, right? And it was reported by the New York Times to be an explosive device that was covertly smuggled into an IRGC safe house months prior to the assassination.
Ooh.
Months prior, right?
Safe house.
Yeah. And that operation was part of Israeli operations to dismantle Hamas after those terrorists, conducted that 7 October attack on Israel, killing nearly 1,200 civilians and taking 150 civilians hostage, including Americans. So Iran is a little pissed that such attacks were able to be carried out in their territory and in a safe house, and has since ordered military strikes against Israel. We're kind of waiting to see how that shakes out.
Oh my gosh.
But that worked out real well the last time they tried it. So there's that. We'll see. So while many Western nations continue to publicly state that they believe Israel has a right to defend itself, a serious concern about a wider war breaking out in the Middle East is kind of, at a boiling point.
I mean, I mean, hasn't there just always been war in the Middle East?
Right. But this one.
So I
mean,
who here grew up with the show Family Matters? Who here remembers that show?
Yeah.
Right? There used to be
TGIF, man.
There used to be a saying on that show that I learned from when I was a small kid. And I forgot who the neighbor was. I think it was Waldo or whoever, one of the sons.
It's Urkel, man.
Urkel. But it was like, what show was it? I think it was Family Matters. I really do. But it was like when they would say farewell, they say peace in the Middle East. Like he'll be like peace in the Middle East.
Oh, I don't remember that.
The response was rain in Spain. And This is real. This is an actual saying. Look it up. But
I'm gonna look
this
this up.
Popular saying in the 90s, and people used to always go, "Hey, peace in the Middle East."
Well, yeah, I remember
It was
that.
like the hip hop saying, and it'd be like, "Rain in Spain." You know, that was the response. You know, but because
You grew up in the whitest neighborhood.
no,
I didn't even hear that.
let me tell you. All right. Either way, though, I can just say it dubs down to like, hey, let that be a trend to just show you how much there has always just been conflict in the Middle East.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's always been conflict in the Middle East. You know?
Yeah.
Like they're always at war, always. You know.
Yeah. This has the potential though, man. Like to drag
though.
a whole bunch of things, right? Like,
agree.
and we're talking some of the Israeli wars from the 70s. Like, I mean, it has the potential to get nasty real fast. But you know, Israel has not confirmed, right, that they did that assassination in Tehran, but you know, their unofficial stance of fuck around and find out,
so
right?
then
Like we all kind of know. Like,
yeah,
no,
I mean,
it's
like who did? I mean, from my understanding, and just from, I mean, Israeli.
Oh, they did it. 1,000% they did
Israeli
it.
intelligence community is super active. I mean, they are one of the most active, you know.
Yeah, especially when it comes to smoking people in foreign nations. Like, it's great. Like,
yeah, exactly. You know, and then, like you mentioned earlier, a safe house, dude, that takes time. That takes some intelligence gathering. That takes time to find and identify a safe house. You know, that takes some embedding.
yeah, not just ID it, right? Like knowing that this terrorist dirtbag is going to wind up sleeping there at a specific time, blowing it up, smoking this dude, not damaging the room next door, and then the who you have to give the cojones, like he's got a set of balls on him like that French dude who tried to do the pole vault and knock it off with a wiener, like the cojones that it takes to go inside of an IRGC safe house in Tehran and plant a bomb, like God,
Holy crap, man! Hey, all you out there, just if you live in America, count your blessings. All right, it's a different world out there. That's some crazy. Hey, cheers to that, man. Cheers. Hey, that's some good reporting there, Will. All right. Hey, shout out to Will, team. All right, comment down below your thoughts on our Chaos Chronicles correspondent Will, you know, and his Ranger panties. You know, comment down below your thoughts on his Ranger panties, please. Let me know.
Yeah, what color Ranger panties would you like to see in the future?
That's right.
Because you're gonna see them in the future.
That's right. All right, man. What's some other chaos we got? Because I know some chaos too, but what other chaos do you got?
What do you want to go to now, man? You want to go to a little sports?
Well, yeah.
Want to do a little US? What do you want?
You mentioned sports, and let me tell you, the one thing that popped into my mind is obviously the one that I'm sure every one of you is tracking out there.
Everybody know this one.
The freaking boxing match at the Olympics that is the uproar of, it seems to be the world right now. You know, those of you who don't know, and if I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but if you don't know, there was a boxing match between an Algerian fighter and Italian fighter in the female category. And the Algerian fighter ended up winning within 49 seconds of the match, first round. Basically the first two blows, and the Italian female fighter basically just conceded and just said, hey, I'm done. And there's an uproar because apparently there's some misgendering. I don't know, misgendering. There's a gender conspiracy behind this Algerian fighter. You know, now, I mean, I have my thoughts, but let's go ahead and weigh in, man. Will, what are your thoughts, man? What do you got here? I have a video I want to play, but we'll play it here in a bit. But I want to know your thoughts here.
Yeah, man, super interesting, right? So the Algerian fighter was DQ'd, right, removed from the championship rounds at a former contest due to a failed sex gender test.
Yeah, it was a world. It was a world.
Yeah,
tournament.
world boxing.
It was a
world
world tournament.
Yep, and was removed from that in the championship round. So very interesting, right? So it kind of leaks out that the test showed XY chromosome indicating male, and severely elevated levels of testosterone, right? Which would not be the first time a female in a sport has tested for elevated testosterone, right? Like you're talking, like we talked about last time, right? Peak of human performance,
Yeah.
right? So when you talk about training like that, right, there's going to be elevated levels of testosterone.
Oh, yeah, it changes up your body.
The XY thing is kind of interesting, right? But there are multiple, I don't want to call it a disease, it's a condition, right? Where a female, right, with born female plumbing, if you will, right? And I think it's a 1 in 80,000 shot. So it's not unheard of.
1 in 80,000.
1 in 80,000, right? Of having that condition. So it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of, right? The real question, right, becomes why hasn't the IOC or the IBA, right, the International Boxing Association, anyone come out and say, hey, this was this test. This person tested for this specific thing.
That is true.
They have remained extremely mum on the whole thing, and it's led to a ton of conspiracies.
That is true, because it's like, hey, why not end all this chaos, by just publishing the results? And there you go. It's done.
Yeah, this is what the test was. This was the results, right? This is a female. Or right, this is a dude. This is a dude who is currently going for gold in the domestic abuse category.
Domestic abuse category.
Right? Is it that, or is it that female, right? Is the bigger, stronger, faster fighter and is fucking up the other fighters? It's a fighting competition. Like you're supposed to punch them real hard. Like, okay, now, right? What is the gouge, right? Like they could clear this up in a heartbeat, and they haven't done it. So, which is right. You're just begging for more conspiracies.
Too, is people are literally getting spun up over this. Over what I call, once again, the bumper sticker headline. Boom.
Yeah.
The bumper sticker, and it's like you said, if there's one thing I've always learned and one thing I've always stood by, is data never lies. Just go off the data, the facts.
Be transparent.
Hey, you can end all this chaos.
Yeah.
Hey, publish the test results. Put them out there.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, there's that, or, what's the other? Back in the old days, it was just like, okay, hey, all right, lift the dress. What's under there?
Yeah, that doesn't fly anymore.
That's not going to fly anymore. So that next thing is, okay, hey, publish the test results. Put them out there. And then you're going to end the chaos,
Right.
Because if not, be ready, because 2028 is going to be you're going to see Mike Tyson with a female passport. And then next thing you know, he's over there stomping and winning the gold.
I'm winning the fucking gold.
According to the IOC, that's all you need to be excited. As long as the passport says that, that's literally what they're standing by,
Yeah, and that's, again, right, like not transparent, right?
No, that's not. That's
and this is the whole Leah Thomas shit all over again, except it's even more cloudy.
Yeah,
right?
That's exactly what it is.
And it's not a good look.
And it's
like
not.
They could clear it up. They could clear it up in a heartbeat. Like say it's a female that is just the fucking pinnacle. And I'm like, okay, like born female, like female, right? Like has the XY chromosome fucking thing, right? Like, cool, man. Like, whatever.
We know. Dude, there's females out there. Like, hey, nothing against you, but there's some freaking top tier freaking women out there. I'll be the first to say, there are
far better than me. Far better than you.
Let me tell you, there are some. Literally, and you can look this up. There are females who are graduating the United States Army Ranger School. Okay, look that up. There are females who are literally, you know what that means? They are shaving their heads, and they're going and competing and going through the whole selection process. They're going through the whole school, which is a very hard. Not even, most men. I mean, Will, what is the failure rate? Like, what's the dropout rate for Ranger School?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's large.
We're talking large. Okay, we're talking probably like a 60% dropout rate.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, actually. Yeah, keep going. I'll Jamie that thing for you.
Look that up. But I'm telling you guys right now, what that is saying though is there are going to be women out there who are going to be of that top tier level and who are going to perform above the average woman, you know? And yeah, that's going to affect them. To me, that's going to affect them chemically, you know, all that stuff that may change up some normal testing that other women they're going to be compared to, but it's not any way to like eliminate somebody. Now, this goes to like what me and my co-hosts are saying is, hey, you can mitigate all this by just publishing the tests, like publishing the results, just put them out there and then it's done. It's done.
Yeah. So Ranger School's got about a 50% fail.
50% fail rate. Literally. And there are women who are graduating. Like, let me tell you, there's some badass women out there. So cheers to you badass women out there. All right. But, this also goes, you got to look at it from both sides now. Okay. So let's just say, hey, you know what? Everything goes well. They put out the test results. Boom. It was fair and square. You just got a top tier gorilla in there. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, more power to Algeria. Freaking whatever you're feeding them, keep doing it because it's working. But now you got to look at it on the other side. If there is some kind of like, yo, bro, some hanky panky, hey, that's not fair. All right. That's not fair. I'm just going to be straight up. All right. That to me, that's just not fair. Come on now. Come on, guys. You know, if anything, I'm all about woman power, man. And some of you women power people, like, come on now, man. You deserve your props. You know, you deserve your hard work. You deserve the energy. You deserve all that. The sacrifices you guys are putting in to fight and compete in that top tier level. You deserve that. You know, and it shouldn't be taken away. If it's a thing, you know, I'm not no medical. I'm not the expert here. You know, I'm just sharing my thoughts. And if it's a thing, to me, I just think that's just not fair for you guys. You know, because what's to stop me? You know, what's to stop me going? What's to stop me to just change my name and change my passport? Next thing you know, boom, I'm taking an ACFT as a female competing against all the females. I would just be straight up first to say, I'm going to whoop all their asses. You know, I will, you know, but that's not
We're
fair.
going to have to do an episode on that one day.
Yeah. But no, this goes to say, guys, I always as a senior leader in the military and my co-host who's retired senior leader in the military, one thing we always stand by as military leaders, and I feel like even everyone should be held accountable to, is operational transparency. And all of this can be mitigated through operational transparency, you know? So be transparent. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Be transparent. That's it. That's all you got to do. You know, that's it. Own it. Whether it's true, whether it's not, just own it. Who cares? All right. Life's going to go on. The world's not going to stop. Oh, wow, dude. Anyways.
I'm going to stick with the sports arena, man.
Yeah. Hey,
but I'm gonna give it a little spin. What do you got?
Was that? I was gonna even play a video. Let me see. I got a little video.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's
play
pull
that
up
video.
this video. I'm gonna pull up a little video we got. Let's see here. Do. Stand by, team. I'm gonna play a little video for y'all. Switch over.
Jamie, get that video going.
Jamie, get the video up.
Jamie, where are you at, Jamie?
Jamie, get this up.
We are accepting applications for a free Jamie, by the way.
I collected dishes and other objects to earn money and to be able to
know
move
what we're
around
talking
because I
about.
came
Here's who
from
we're
a
talking
very
about.
poor family.
So,
Growing up in rural
the one
Algeria,
in the
Khalif
red
was
is
surrounded by
the
a deeply
fighter, the
conservative
Algerian
culture
fighter.
that has still yet to fully embrace women's rights. But even before she turned to boxing in her mid-teens, young Khalif was challenging these cultural norms with her prowess at soccer. Athletic by nature, Khalif fell in love with a sport that was largely seen as a boys' game. She also attracted plenty of the wrong sort of attention.
Okay, Are you there, dude? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Now, you see this picture?
That's also the Algerian fighter.
All right. It is the Algerian fighter. Now, let me make sure. I want to make sure Jamie didn't mess up here. Okay. So you're able, you can see the screen, right? You see what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
This is the Algerian fighter. All right. This is the female Algerian fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not knocking it. Hey, you know what? I mean, look at hey, you know what? Look at some of the candidates who graduate Ranger School. All right. Some of those females, I'm saying, hey, I'm not knocking them. And they're out there doing their thing. And some of them, I mean, they're shaving their heads. This little look. All right. Now, it is Algeria. I've never been there. So I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I can tell you, right? Like, and that's one of the interesting parts, right? That in that country, right, predominantly a Muslim country, if you were talking about transitioning, right, they'll just murder you.
They're not exactly. So it's not like,
Yeah, right.
The way I see it, it's not like, even if this was okay, I'm not saying it is or not. I don't know, but if it was, I'm pretty sure it'd be really hard for her or him if he wanted to go get his stuff administratively done at his country. There'd be like, no.
Yeah, that's the other interesting thing here.
Attention for being a girl who played soccer, let alone being a gifted player, with local boys mercilessly taunting and even physically attacking her. But as fate would have it, her ability to hold her own in those fights, with her natural speed and agility helping her dodge the punches of her tormentors, cracked open the door to the world of boxing. Khalif went on to describe how she was encouraged to take up boxing by a teacher who had seen her potential, and that she was further inspired after watching women's boxing during the 2016 Olympics held in Brazil. After one training session, she was hooked and didn't look back. Since finishing 17th in the 2018 AIBA Women's World Boxing Championships.
So is she fighting women here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, because if she is, I'm just saying, like, even some of these women look like, if they're going off of that, I mean, they look like they're the same competing level as she is, like body type and all.
So, yeah, she's also lost multiple fights. Like, this isn't
exactly
right against other females. But there's just, right, like, no one, even the other boxers that she's fought, right, the other females haven't come out and been like, look, it's a female. Right, like, that's a female. I fought a female. Like, even there, like, it's like everybody's trying to keep a secret and talk around it, and nobody's being transparent.
What?
Just come out.
Why? Yeah. Why do they do that? Like,
that's right. Like, it's fueling conspiracy theories and stuff, man. I don't know.
Just 3 years of training,
right?
Like,
Like,
proven
I
herself
don't
as
know.
a world-class boxer. She continued
When you
her
talk
career
about,
as
like, the
a
Riley
medal
Gaines
finishes
thing
in
too,
5 major
right? Like,
tournaments, including 3
it
gold
was
medals.
Leah Thomas, Riley Gaines, right? Like, and how they were coached to basically keep the secret, right? Like, not say the obvious thing.
yeah.
Right? I don't want to say keep the secret, because that one wasn't a secret, but not say the obvious thing. And they were all very concerned with, if I say something, I'm going to get in trouble. Right. And my swimming career, in that case, swimming, right? Like, my swimming career will be over. I don't know. Just be transparent.
Just
like,
be transparent. What do you got to lose? You know,
like,
just
the
shit.
IOC needs to come out and just, hey, this is what it is. This is what we're going off of. This is, these were the tests that were administered. Right. And this isn't a thing, right?
And
like,
life
and
goes
it
on.
kills all, and it kills all the conspiracy theories. And right, like, hey, all the people that are being bigots need to shut the hell up.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, the conspiracy theories are right, like 9-1 at this point, and are just crushing it. Like, come on now.
Absolutely, dude.
Separate regional games in 2022 and 2023, and was a quarterfinalist in Tokyo's 2020 Summer Olympics. And so while Khalif certainly earned a reputation as a fierce fighter, she's not exactly a legendary one either. But in the 2024 Summer Olympics, after a victorious final 16 fight against Italy's Angela Carini, Khalif found herself in the limelight, and not for the reasons she may have hoped. The Olympic women's boxing match between Khalif and Carini lasted a mere 46 seconds, with Khalif winning the fight after a flurry of punches caused Carini to dramatically bow out. Reports of Carini's tearful forfeiture combined with her reportedly describing Khalif's...
You know, other people, there's also the other side too. Hey, what happens if this other girl just was a quitter? Like,
oh yeah,
hey,
yeah,
she took a few hits from a different fighter and she was just like, whoa.
Yeah, you get your nose broke. It's funny how that works, right?
Hey, you get the nose broke. You know, and that's another thing people don't realize. Dude, you break your nose in a fight?
It looked like she did too.
I mean, seriously, I'll tell you straight up. If a first round and my nose is broken first round, and I know that I still got 12 rounds left, I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm done. Like, I cannot take. Don't even touch my face. Don't touch my face, like, because you're gonna be in so much pain. Like, don't touch me. You know, so I mean, there's also that aspect too. Like, dude, you got your nose broke. It's a lucky blow. It happens. You know, I mean, there's also another side. Like, you know, we're being analytical here.
The best from that picture, right? Best meme I've seen
rapidly drew
has been we haven't seen Colin Kaepernick in a while.
You know, I did see that.
The meme game out there is fierce right now,
the
man.
Meme game is going crazy.
The meme game is wild.
The meme game is going crazy right now. I mean,
it certainly did not help that the International Boxing Association, which for various reasons has been disavowed by the International Olympic Committee since 2019, had disqualified Khalif from their 2023 World Championships for vague, unsubstantiated gender tests. The International Olympic Committee later defended Khalif's participation in the Olympics.
I think we all have a responsibility, by the way, to try to dial down this and not turn it into some kind of witch hunt.
The truth is, with 9 defeats by other female opponents over the course of her career, Khalif's boxing record is impressive, but not extraordinary. Iman Khalif is greeted by her fellow Algerians with roars of cheers at boxing tournaments, and in 2024, Khalif found a way to get back to her country. Algeria, like any other nation, has its fair share of pressing issues, and according to Khalif, one of them is a lack of recognition of the health.
Dude, I'm just going to say, man, it's just tough with these. I mean, I'm just going to be transparent with y'all right now, all right? Some of these pictures, I'm just going to say, there's the pictures, but hey, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. But I'm just saying, man, I'm around a lot of soldiers. I've been around a lot of soldiers my whole life. And this looks like Private Snuffy, you know, in the male barracks right here, you know. But I'm just going to say, some of these pictures, I don't know. But I've never been to Algeria, so I don't know, you know. Obviously, there's no beard, there's no facial hair. So, hey, it could be a very, you know, just a masculine-looking woman, which they do exist, you know. They do exist. There's a She-Hulk for a reason, team.
She-Hulk's hot, dude.
Benefits that sport can bring to children. In January 2024, Khalif took on another role, National Ambassador for UNICEF, the child-focused humanitarian branch of the vast and complex UN, hoping to spread sports awareness and inspiration for both parents and children. Girls in particular are a focus for Khalif in a country that is historically restricted.
I hope Dana White is drafting a contract right now.
I don't know, dude. Like I said, like
that will end all this.
She had lost multiple fights already, like to other females. So
exactly, but hey, why doesn't she take her career into MMA? I mean, hey,
it's a whole different thing.
It is, but I'm just like, dude, you're already okay. You know, get that contract going.
Restricted opportunities for women, but she hopes that her message and example will benefit.
Yeah. Okay.
All Algerians, saying in an interview with UNICEF, many parents are unaware of the advantages of sport.
Okay. This is tough. Release the tests. Release the tests. Publish the test data and end this shit, because now I'm sitting on the fence. I want to know.
Yeah, right. Like the entire world wants to know, like, hey, what is this? Is this just a complete sham, right? Like, and is maybe a little like dog shit, or right? Is that the baddest human on the planet
Just-
in that weight category?
Exactly.
And
Release
cool.
the test.
Like, go on with your bad self, girl. Like, I love it.
IOC, please
Release the fucking test.
release the test. That's it. That's it. And move on. Okay? What? You have till what? Like, what? The 19th or something? Isn't the closing ceremony then? Just release the test. Damn. It's not that hard. Be transparent. That's it. Gosh, man. Somebody counsel their ass.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, my gosh. All right, dude. Hey, man. What else do you got? What's the next
Yeah,
thing,
man.
man? There's a lot of
Yeah.
craziness.
There is, right? Like, so I'm gonna write, like, being in the army. You follow what's going on in current trends. This one I found super interesting. Got a little sport, got a little army associated with it. So
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
yeah, right. And it has the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, the
If
final
you
boss.
smell-
What the Rock is cooking.
Yo, low key, man. He was a role model for me growing up.
Oh, of
Like,
course.
I
Yeah,
didn't
hell
even
yeah,
know
man.
wrestling until The Rock came to Las Cruces. Now, mind you, he came and he talked shit. He talked shit about my town. He did.
Yeah, he was being a bad guy at the time.
It was
man.
when he was
a
in
heel.
that phase of being the bad guy. He was like, "This is the most trailer park smelling town I've ever been to."
And he wasn't wrong.
Hey,
And you know it.
hey. That's my home.
Yeah, I grew up down the road.
Oh,
And so I know.
man. Anyways, man, I didn't mean to cut you off. Okay,
Yeah,
what do we got?
So apparently, the Army paid $11 million to the artist that is formerly known as the XFL and is currently known as the UFL in
Holy
order to assist with
11
recruitment efforts.
million?
Yeah, sometime between 2023 and 2024 seasons.
And
And now the Army wants $6 million of their money back.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, right? So the Army believed that the megastar The Rock, who is the highest profile investor in the UFL, would utilize his social media following to entice recruits into joining. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. So per internal Army documents, The Rock was supposed to share 5 social media posts costing you and me, the taxpayers, $1 million each for his social media posts. $1 million per social media post.
Holy
But
crap.
The Rock only shared 2 posts out of the 5. He was
$1 million
contractually
per post.
obligated. Yeah, he was contractually obligated to share 5 social media posts for millions. Only did 2. So despite the UFL averaging about 812,000 viewers per during their regular season, an analysis by the Army showed that out of the 11 million spent on recruitment efforts with the UFL, they got exactly 0 recruits.
Holy shit.
0. None. The Army analysis concluded that the funds spent on The Rock could have landed a staggering 38 recruits for the low price of $131,000 each. And I personally joined the Army for an airborne contract and an Olive Garden lunch. You could have given me $30,000 and I would have been super happy.
Oh my gosh.
They wanted to
dude.
spend $131,000. They want their money back so they can spend $131,000 for 38 recruits. That's what their analysis showed. And you wonder why there's a fucking
Holy
recruiting problem in the
crap,
United
dude.
States Army.
Holy crap.
Who's making those decisions and why isn't anybody fired?
Exactly. Who is making these decisions? Like, I'll tell you what, man. And gosh, this is gonna open so many can of worms, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, hey,
Careful, you're still in.
I know, that's the problem. These are my bosses. Hey, good call, boss. Yeah,
Great idea.
good idea. I'll tell you what, boss. Hey, you know what? Save all that. Give me $1 million. Just give me an extra $1 million. Send it to DFAS. Put it in my DFAS. Give me that, and I'll go get you 38 recruits. in a week. Just let me go.
For real.
Hey, I'm going to step away from work. Boom. I mean, you. Well, how about that? Hey, retired command sergeant major. Boom. Hey, you know what? Here's the new initiative. We'll give you $1 million. Give us 50 recruits in a week. I bet you'd be like, okay, too easy. Too easy.
You'd have to give me the $1 million though. Like you have to give me $2 million. You got to give me $2 million. $1 million so I can get 38 recruits. And I've already outpaced what the Army wants to do.
Dude.
And then I'm going to take that other mill and
Why
go live
isn't
happy.
that being the new campaign? Holy crap, it's not fucking rocket
just give 'em-
science.
Yeah.
Why not, hey, let's create a new initiative for our veterans, our newly retirees to go out and freaking recruit based off.
How? No. How? No.
And give
First of all,
them
no.
an
First of all,
incentive.
no.
Why not
no.
give you guys incentive? Wouldn't you
No.
take an incentive?
No, I wouldn't. How about? No, absolutely not.
That would be awesome. Imagine.
How
hey,
about?
we're
No.
gonna let you retire.
No.
I just need you to do
I keep it too real. No,
12-month
we're going to keep it too
campaign.
real. No, let's keep it too
A
real.
12-month campaign, and you're going to get paid this large amount of money
No.
based off your recruits.
No. How about you take that money and give it to the reinvest it back into the force where
agree.
like guys are living in
It'd be
fucking
the
mold
second
infested
thing.
barracks and
That's the
all the
second thing.
problems, right?
Trust
like,
me.
how about you fix that and then right, you won't have the issues that you've had. Like, let's
Yeah.
do that. Let's invest smartly and not spend $11 million
Honestly,
on fucking the
absolutely right.
Rock.
You're absolutely right. Why not invest in your organization? Invest in your investment. There's nobody, no businessman, anybody out there, any successful business or successful organization. There's not a single one out there that is not successful because they take what they get and they reinvest it to improve the organization. I think that is something that's where they shifted the focus. There's somebody upstairs or a group of people upstairs they're no longer in tune with the boots on ground. They're not. Obviously a couple months ago, they had literally a committee had to sit down in front of all the command senior enlisted, of every branch just to go over housing issues. Literally. That was a thing. They literally sat before the command sergeant major of the Army, everyone else, the Marines, everyone sat in front of a committee to go over all the housing issues within their branches.
And I guarantee you half of them lied.
Oh, you know it because they're not in tune, And
and if you advertise how much of a dumpster fire your installation is, right? There's some good there's good leaders out there, man, that'll absolutely do it. And just scream from the mountaintops like, hey, this is a problem.
They never forgot where they came from.
Right. And there's ones that are like, oh, nope, I got to play the political game and I got to get to the next step, and I'm willing to step on people. And,
I know. And as you guys know, I am not one of those leaders. I'm just sorry to say. I'm not. Case in point. Look at, there's a Comfort and Chaos channel. Case in point. I'm sorry. And for those of you who are within my organization, I apologize if any episodes in the past or future episodes may offend you in some type of way, but just know I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker. I never forget where I come from, and I look out for my circles, look out for my team. It's just how I've been brought up.
You can take the boy out the mafia. You can't take the mafia out the boy.
That's right.
For mafia for life.
No, but you are right, man. That is crazy that they're
wild,
they're
man.
paying celebrities.
And who the fuck would think that, oh, you know what? I'm going to get the most talented human being based off of what The Rock says. Like, you know what? I'm going to join the Army because The Rock said it was cool.
The Rock told me to join the Army.
Yeah.
Who's never served at all.
No,
man.
No.
You don't do
like,
that, dude.
That's the guy. That's right. Like, that's the talent that you want. Like the dude that follows The Rock on X. Like, that's the guy.
Dude,
that's the $1 million recruit. Get the fuck out of here.
Why don't they take a page from history? Why don't they take a page from history and just be like, hey, how did we boost up our numbers in the past historically? We took heroes.
war.
We proclaimed heroes in war, and we put them on these war recruiting, war bond campaigns. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, look up Sergeant Artie Murphy. Just look him up. All right? He was a hero who literally got pulled. And I know.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you.
He did. Did he not? He got pulled and got put on a whole campaign.
Sure, you're talking about an entirely different generation, right? Like you've got to understand your audience. You got to understand. You have to understand what they want and how to attract that, and the talent level and the right. What do you need out of the force, and you need to make that match, right? And the one thing the Army is not great at is adaptability. In the conventional side, right? Like we do it this way, we've always done it this way, and we're going to keep doing it this way. And there's changes, right? Like the Army's an adapting organization. It's a gigantic DOD, right? Like DOD at large, right? A gigantic organization, right? So moving that ship, right? Like it's the turn of the Titanic. It takes forever. So so there's right. It's both sides.
So let me ask you, if they put you in charge of this, how would you do it?
Well, you got to stop the bleeding, right? Of all these negative news stories, man. The Vanessa Guillens, right? Like, oh yeah, the entire barracks are shut down because of mold, right? Yeah. Like, oh, you and I have seen it, man. You and I have seen it in the organization that you're in.
I mean, yeah.
Right? Like,
so
hey man, like
ACs go out.
How right in the middle of Texas hot summer, right? These kids don't have AC.
Yep.
Right? Like, and I mean it's
very true.
It's bad, right? Like it was bad. It still is bad.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta fix that. Right?
You do.
And then you have to understand and adapt, right? What is it that you want? Right? What is it that the organization, the military needs? Right? And then change the rules to fit.
Yep.
Right? Do you need a kid to be in the back as a coder? Like, does that kid need to, does he need to meet a specific fitness standard? Can he be more of, can he have more of a civilian type job while still serving his country? Like, while still being in the force, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, right? Like there's a lot of questions, right? Like there's a lot of things, right? I still need a dude to take that hill, right? and that dude's got to be nasty, right?
That's very true. That is very true.
Right? Like, but organizationally, does he need to follow the same sets of things that the other kid who I need behind a computer screen and hacking into shit? Do those two things need to be the same? Like, can we adapt and create an organization that's adaptable and moldable and can right? Like, should they make the same amount of money?
Let's go.
I don't know, right? Like, there's a lot of questions.
Let's go.
No, we're not doing that. No. I'm lucky I'm on here week 2 and haven't gotten canceled. Right. My congressional run's already over, buddy.
Look at that. I'm almost out here. Hey, Jamie, can I get a refill?
Make sure you don't put ice in it this time.
Oh, I won't.
Yes, you will.
Okay. Ignore the ice comment. All right, man. So, I think there is another topic that we got to discuss that went down this week. Another big thing. And that is, I'm pretty sure you've heard of it yourself, man. I'm pretty sure you heard of it. But apparently there was a big prisoner swap.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you, I got some questions about one of them. All right. My senses went up. All right. I do got some questions, but I'm curious to know, and I want to know your thoughts, man. That's why I was really excited to bring this up, man. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play the video first. And this basically is a news clip headline of basically what went down. And for those of you who are tracking, there was a big prisoner swap between us and Russia. All right. They gave up basically 3 prisoners that they had, American citizens, who have been detained and in Russian KGB containment facilities is what they call them. And there was a big swap. Now, obviously, this was big headlines. It made it was all over. All right. Now, we had to also, what I mean by swap means that they also received individuals, and what's crazy and what blew my mind is some of these individuals, it's not like most of them weren't even detained by us. They were being detained in other countries, which also there's a lot of stuff that people aren't paying attention to, which makes you wonder, at least to me, and when I say I have a lot of senses went up on this, but we're gonna dive into this. But I'm gonna set up the video real quick, and then we're gonna rock and roll here. Let me set up this video, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go over here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I'm going to play this video for you guys. It's a little headline of basically what went down.
We begin with an emotional reunion on U.S. soil. 3 Americans wrongfully detained in Russia reunited with their loved ones in Maryland late last night before heading to San Antonio, Texas. Paul Whelan, who had been held in a Russian prison for more than 5 years, told reporters it felt good to be home.
As we came over England and I looked down, that's when it became real. We flew over
and they
Ireland,
landed here in
Canada,
San Antonio,
America,
Texas.
And then I knew I was home. So getting off the plane, seeing the president, the vice president, that was nice. It was a good homecoming.
Evan Yurskovich, Alsu Kumasheva, and Paul Whelan were greeted by the president and vice president as they exited the plane. President Biden later praised the other leaders involved in the exchange, praising Slovenia for coming in at the last minute.
Toughest call on this one for other countries, because I asked them to do some things that were against their immediate self-interest, and really very difficult for them to do, particularly Germany and Slovenia. Slovenia came in at the last minute, and I tell you what, the chancellor was incredible. He was incredible.
Harris also praised Biden to reporters, calling the swap an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy. CBS News White House reporter Willie James Inman joins.
Okay, so what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, so it's right. There was 3 Americans. It's I think 16 total, right, that were released from the Kremlin.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and we gave up. The royal gave up 8 to get those 16 back. Most of the folks that were released from the western side of the nations, right, journalists, people falsely imprisoned, political prisoners. So it's interesting, man. I think it's great that, right, like guys like Paul Whelan.
Yeah,
right?
Paul Whelan.
Yeah, Evan Gershkovitz, and then there's another female that I'm gonna completely butcher her name. I'm not even gonna try. Those were the 3 U.S. folks that got released, and apparently, you're right, like we were kind of the lead, allegedly, in making that happen. So it's interesting. There's the question of, right, we again, the royal we, right, Western nations released folks that were convicted killers, known spies, assassins, right, not great people, that had committed legitimate crimes, including, right, straight up assassinations.
Yeah, there was one who literally got a dude who was on a bike, like out in public. It was like a Czech Republic general or something like that, and the dude just got him outdoors, and plain sight, just a straight up assassin.
Yeah. And right? We're trading, right, folks like Wall Street Journal reporters to right, like it's the same as you go back to the Brittany Griner exchange. We got an NBA player, WNBA player who decided to take what was
vape,
an illegal vape pen, right, with
basically.
THC in it, which is illegal there, and they got back the Merchant of Death. So sounds like a fair trade to me. But these are folks that were unjustly imprisoned. So right, there's a W there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. The current debate is, hey, is it worth it to do this? Because all you're doing is incentivizing Russia to go snatch up more, blue passport Americans.
Exactly.
And then, we'll trade them back to you.
They know you're going to bargain.
Not only do they know you're going to bargain, but hey, we're going to get back, hitmen and hey, we're going to send, a hitman to go assassinate a political rival in a foreign country, knowing, right, we can just snatch up, a guy like Paul Whelan, who's over there like visiting a friend, at their wedding. And we're going to, unjustly accuse this person of committing espionage. And then we're going to throw them in, a Russian hard labor camp until we want to trade it back and we want to get our homie back. Right. So it's, but at the same time, right, we don't want to leave American citizens, in a place like that. But if you're kind of going there at this point,
yeah, you gotta. At this point, if you're an American, you're traveling to a country like Russia or China. You better know all the risk. Be prepared or have a plan and be prepared.
Well, yeah, there ain't no plan other than going to the Hucklebuck. Maybe you bring some extra lube. I don't know, man. Like, right? Maybe just don't go.
If you're,
but you got Wall Street
right now.
Yeah, you got a Wall Street Journal reporter. Like,
it's
Evan Gershkovich is a legitimate reporter and was over there trying to do a story.
Though, man, is like, what are you doing over there reporting?
You're a journalist, man. Like, you're
trying. I get it, but it's like, why are you? What? I don't know, man. It just
because he's packing like that France dude who did the pole vault. Like, hey, man, I'm trying to go get that story, and I've got this gigantic wiener, and I'm willing to run it all. Like, I'm willing to risk it. Like, I got to get my story, man. That's his career. That's his job, man. Like, God bless him. Like, somebody can do it. There ain't nobody else in, right? Like, there ain't a reporter out there in the Ruski that's gonna cut that story.
I mean,
right?
there's literally YouTubers who go over there. I mean, I've seen them. I've seen these travel vloggers who literally like put it on their headline, "Ooh, Afghanistan for a week," and they're over there in Afghanistan. Like, literally, you can look it up. There's YouTubers who literally just travel there and thinking they're doing some rogue stuff, and just showing, hey, the real Afghanistan,
cool.
Baghdad, for a week in Baghdad. Like, that's literally their thumbnail,
Cool.
Russia, Moscow, Russia, for a week. And what's crazy is, like, dude, like you said, though, I feel like right now we're playing a game that we're sitting at a poker table right now. And there are certain people on the table that might know how to call some bluffs,
Yeah.
And it's coming out to just who's going to call the best bluff, or who's going to play the best bluff game. And it's sad to me because then, and essentially you're just playing with lives though,
Oh yeah.
Higher powers are basically using lives as cards, And that's
welcome to the government,
dude.
And it's all of them. Like,
I know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to think, but it's crazy because this is the chaos of this world that we got to deal with. you know. Oh,
Yeah.
man. You know, okay, so going into this, though, you know, there's some takeaways here, or there's some analytics. You know, you guys know me. I'm going to apply some analytics, you know. I'm not going to believe the first bumper sticker. I'm going to get that bumper sticker, and then I'm going to kind of like, let me dive into this a little bit. There's some takeaways here, you know, different avenues of approach on this. And one of them, okay, obviously, was, so if there's any takeaway you should get, one of them should be is for there to be none of these Russian prisoners, notice none of them are journalists, you know, doing the same thing, or they weren't being arrested for that. They were legit arrested or they were arrested and charged with actually doing real shit. You know, one of them was an assassin.
Murder.
Was arrested
espionage.
for an assassination. The other was electronic espionage. You know.
Oh, there are multiple espionages.
And exactly. So if there's any takeaway, and these are spread out, they're not just one country, they're spread out. What does that tell you? That tells you that there's an active intelligence mission from that country, and it's being broadcasted. Like, there's legit intelligence officers being arrested. You know, what does that tell you about that country? That should be a takeaway some of you guys should be taking. Like, let that soak in a little bit, you know.
It tells you that the tradecraft is shit.
That's the other thing. Yes. But we won't go into that. The other thing, man, I was questioning was this Paul Whelan guy. I don't know if you know too much about him or if you were ever to read up on him, but I did some reading up on this guy. You know, he was a former Marine, you know, and he got kicked out basically for UCMJ. You know, he got kicked out for UCMJ for basically larceny is what the major charge was. Of course, larceny was the big charge, but anytime someone gets kicked out, you're going to see all these other charges that a lot of you probably don't know, but a lot of them always kind of go falsifying official documents. I mean, all those kind of go with it. Those are just like the sublets that go, like those subheadings that go with the big heading. You know, there's always a big charge, but then there's all those other ones that just kind of go with it, obviously. Because if you did that big one, then you definitely did those little ones, you know. But the big one was larceny. You know, he basically was a supply guy, you know, and basically messed up on some properties, what my understanding was. And he was taking some stuff and he was doing gangster shit in the military, essentially. He was just doing gangster shit, you know.
Nah, he's just the one that got caught.
He got caught, you know, he got caught, you know. But that wasn't the other takeaway. The other takeaway was like, this guy holds a citizenship literally in the U.S., Canada, Britain, and Ireland. And then he got out and he worked for another company known as called the Jorge security company. And he went and worked for them, and he traveled all over the place on the behalf of this country. And I don't know, man. There's just too many things. My senses go up, and I'm just like, dude, this guy. I don't know, man. There's just so many things, and I'm just like, dude, what was this guy doing over there? You know. I mean, we asked. Obviously, you said it before. You said, hey, this guy's a journalist. He's just trying to be a gangster journalist, get that best story, go in uncharted territory. Hey, I get that, you know. But the Paul Whelan guy, I'm like, dude. And they arrested him basically in a hotel in Russia for having a USB drive, which he claims they planted it, you know. But he had a USB hard drive with a bunch of Russian IOs, essentially, you know, a list of them. So typical, you know, Mission Impossible movie heading, you know, normal Mission Impossible stuff. Hey, where's the hard drive with the names, you know? But, you know, and they got that, you know, But I found it awkward. I'm like, what was this guy doing over there in the first place, dude? Like, what was it? You're going to go see your Russian wife? Like, give me a story. Here's the other part. Be transparent. Like, I want to know.
So the way I understand it, he was over there for a wedding.
A wedding? Okay.
Yeah, like a friend's wedding, and was over there and right. He claims, hey, I got past this hard drive and then was immediately rolled.
Damn.
So again, right? Like, I mean, you touch ground over there, you're under surveillance immediately, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And so, maybe somebody was trying to get something out. I don't know. But like, that's the dude. Like, again, right? Like, the dude dishonorably discharged. Like,
yep.
Like, there's a bunch there that doesn't make sense.
There is a lot. There's just a lot. I don't know. I don't know. It just, a lot doesn't make sense. But oh well, that's it for another story.
Yeah.
Maybe the truth will come out later. Maybe this guy will be on Joe Rogan soon. We'll get
no. We'll hit him up. We'll get him on.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna have my
Paul.
people. Our people are gonna
Paul, come tell the story.
See, guys. So be ready for that upcoming episode featuring Paul Whalen. All right,
it's gonna happen.
Let's see. So we'll close out with this last story. I know this is a big headlines, and I'm curious to know. I know you got some intel on it, but tell me, and the team wants to know, what the hell's going on with Mr. Beast?
Yeah, right. Like, in a case where the cancel culture brigade is coming out of the woodwork.
Cancel culture brigade.
Yeah, man. YouTube megastar philanthropist Mr. Beast in the news again after multiple different complaints were made public by former competitors, employees on his massively successful YouTube show. Jokes he made back in 2017, like just a conglomerate of problems, right? Like those jokes that he made back in 2017 as he was starting out his social media landscape.
Like, it's always backdated.
Right?
Always.
Yeah. As well as allegations of some of his world famous and outlandish YouTube competitions also being rigged. And then,
I always had questions about those.
Oh, sure.
I'm just saying, I've seen a few of them, and I'm always like, I mean, anybody can edit. We know how this works. You can edit stuff. You can. I've always just been questionable about those.
And when you're saying, "Hey, I'm giving out $1 million," right? Like, oh, right. Maybe you don't have $1 million to hand out every 3 weeks like this dude does. So hey, man, I'll give you $4,000. You're going to compete on this show and you're going to win $1 million, right? Like, you're going to compete on my show and you're going to win $1 million. But I'm going to give you a couple grand to do this thing.
Hey, the Army should hire Mr. Beast to recruit. They should have thought better. Hey, screw the Rock. We're going Mr. Beast recruit. Army, if you're listening.
Probably would have been more successful. He might have gotten one.
Hey, he could have easily said, I'll give you $1 million to sign up for the United States Army for one contract. He'll have
Psych, you get an Olive Garden dinner. But he's also having, a bunch of potential issues on this new game show that he's teamed up with Amazon Prime to film, which is going to be allegedly the largest game show of all time. Over 1,000 competitors trying to win $5 million. And when you got Amazon money, right? Like, obviously that's a little more legit. But unconfirmed complaints about a messy and unorganized production, as well as competitors upset that the competition, and I quote, favored strong men, have all contributed to a wave of calls across social and mainstream media against the Beast. Well, hey, you've got like these competitions, right? You've got 1,000 people stuffed into, a football stadium trying to run this competition.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little messy. It's going to be a little chaotic, and you lose. And then you go bitch about it on social media, and that's kind of my takeaway there.
I mean, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like there's a lot of disgruntled losers out there who are trying to find a way to kind of snap the purse, I mean, lo and behold, the dude, if you look at the backstory of Mr. Beast, man, the guy, he started off as a young kid, literally from like just him
16, 17 years old.
Teenager, and then just
gaming. Just gaming.
This big empire, you know, and now it's like the largest YouTuber out there, you know. I mean, there's no success that comes without the hate, dude. Like those haters, they're gonna be all over the place, you know. To me, Cancel Culture Brigade, to me, it's always one of those things where I'm like, dude, notice they always got to go back. They got to backdate stuff, like to a different time, to a different generation, when the culture was different. You know, the culture literally was different. You know, there were times where there's certain words that we don't say now, but we used to say them on the normal back then when I was a kid. It was like a thing. You grew up, you know, being called certain names. And now you can't say that because it's like offensive now, you know. So, you know, I definitely get that. Now, I do question though. He definitely got under some heat though too, because of that whole, a member of his staff obviously is what started the whole thing, you know. A member of his staff, you know, one of his close rollers, I guess you would say, his battle buddies is what we call them, who obviously transformed, you know, from a father and a husband and to now a female who's just out there doing her thing, you know. And then apparently she was doing her thing, and it's come out that she was also talking to little kids, you know.
Trying to diddle kids.
Grooming little kids, you know. Turned out to be a pedophile. Which, that alone is like, dude, what the heck's going on in today's world, man? This is like a thing now. Like, people are coming out left and right. Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's like, dude, I get it. You're popular on the internet. You're gonna get messages. You're gonna get DMs. Hey, but once you find out, boom. Oh, so and so. You're how old? Okay, bye. Like, that's it. That's it. I just, how is this a thing? Like, that's aside the fact. To me personally, I'm just like, dude, how is this a thing? I don't get it. It's not that hard. It's literally not that hard. But the fact
all I get is 37-year-old dudes DMing me. So I don't know what the fame is that you're talking about. But if I find it, I'll let you know.
Exactly. Keep me on standby. Either way, though, so this he was obviously got caught doing this, but then some Discord Discord conversations were leaked, and it turns out Mr. Beast was also involved in some of those conversations. You know, obviously, you know, none of this is still all yet to be proven, but it's what's out there right now. And, you know, the world of the internet, you know, and this just goes to say, guys, and I keep telling everybody, like, dude, in the world of the internet, once it's out there, it's out there. Like, you got to understand that all these platforms, you think your cell phone is safe, you're crazy. You're crazy. You like, I'm just telling you right now, at this point, there is literally, you're being watched or monitored everywhere, you know. Like, just know that. It's out there. It's out there, you know. It's just the world we live in. So just do the right thing. That's it. Do the right thing. I mean, I just don't get it, man. How are these multi-millionaires getting caught, you know? Because he's not the only one. There's been other streamers, man. One of my favorite streamers too was Dr. Disrespect as coming up as a gamer, you know, and he got caught for talking to like an underager, you know. And then there's other streamers out there, and there's other, I mean, just people, politicians. It's like a thing, and I'm like, dude, how is this a thing? I don't get it. I don't get it, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Fame. I don't know. In this case, right? Like, it just seems like one little thing, right? Like tying him into something right? And he's the king, right? Like
Yeah.
when it comes to on that side of the YouTube house, right? Like I don't know this dude. I don't follow this dude. I damn near have to ask my kid who this dude is. But
And he knows, right?
Oh yeah, man. Like I don't know. He's said something about like he doesn't care about any allegations. He's just trying to win a PS5 for real. Skeet, Riz something like let's go. Yeah, no clue even what he's saying. So it seems like, hey, right, like, oh, there's a little chink, right? And everybody's, right, chink in the armor, and everybody's going to try and jump in and get them, their pound of flesh out of this dude. Because he is the king, right? Like, massively successful, has turned that success into some amazing
Philanthropist.
Yeah.
I got you.
Right.
I got you.
Thanks. Yeah. Right. Amazing efforts, right? Like this dude doing God's work, digging wells in Africa, rebuilding villages, right. Doing phenomenal things. And he's doing it in a way that's extremely intelligent. He's doing it by getting you to like, share, subscribe his stuff, right? And follow him. And your eyes are paying for it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, and he's using that money to go out and do amazing things.
Like, share, and subscribe right now because your eyes are about to pay. We're about to launch a big project to, clean up the water in China. So please, by all means, know that. So put the word out.
Look, man, I'm trying to get a helicopter. Like, let's go.
You got some giraffes to buy. I
got giraffes that I'm trying to purchase. Daddy needs dollars, okay? So like send them my way.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So hey, you know what, Mr. Beast, good luck to you. That's all I can say. Best of luck to you, dude. Hopefully you find comfort in this chaos that you're currently going through, and I would encourage you to vet your circles very well, because just know the more successful you get, the more higher you get to the top, you got to be really tight knit on who your circles are. I would definitely know that, know who you want around you and know who you don't, and don't be afraid to close the doors on those. You can't satisfy everybody, man.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we learned, you can't satisfy everybody. All right. Just keep that in mind. That's my advice to Mr. Beast. Anyways,
yeah, for what it's worth, he'll look at his billions of dollars. And
he's
watch your podcast and go.
Sweating.
He's got it.
He's not losing.
Mato's got it.
Yeah, I got you, homie. Don't worry, I got you. Just
anytime you wanna just shoulder to cry on, Beast.
We got you. Just come over to Comfort and Chaos. We got you, dude.
We got you.
Don't worry. All right then, man. Hey, is that everything? To me, that's been a week, bro. That's already been a week.
And it's starting again. And we'll be back next week.
Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Like, we've got some phenomenal guests coming up. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Team, by all means, stay tuned. We got some big stuff coming, and when I tell you big stuff, we got big stuff to include big guests coming in. All right, I encourage you guys, continue to follow us on this journey. Be part of the journey. Please like, share. If you know somebody who can take value from our content, the content that's provided on this channel, by all means, please share it. Put the word out. And make sure to subscribe. Just smash that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit it. But I'll tell you what, the support definitely goes long ways, and it's very much appreciated on our end. Very much appreciated. Hey, please let me know. Let us know about the Chaos Chronicles. Hey, you like this? You like what we touch? You like the way we approach it? If there's ways we can always improve, there's some sustains, by all means, put it in the comments. All right, we're gonna read them. Trust me, we read them. All right, trust me on this. We definitely do read them. All right. So your input is always appreciated. Whether you agree or whether you disagree, your input will always be appreciated. So understand that. All right, team. Hey, Will, you got anything to say for the team before we close out?
Hey, man, if you're going through something bad, it's going to get better.
Amen.
It's going to get way worse before it gets better, but it'll get better.
That's right.
Keep driving on.
That's right, team. All right, continue to find comfort in your chaos, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for all clicking. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being present. And I'll see you on the next one, team. Out.
Peace in the Middle East.